It's become very clear that the president is no LeBron James when it comes to closing the deal on stimulus talks. It is the one thing that he's now not able to force through in the Senate. And this is because of the president's polling numbers. He's trailing Joe Biden by double digits, and Republicans, quite frankly, think that the president's trying to take them down with him.
Senate Republicans have broken with Donald Trump, really for the first time when it came to the stimulus package. That's a big deal, isn't it?
Yes, that's a very big deal. Senate Republicans, who previously had been completely deferential to this president on a broad spectrum of issues, especially when it came to spending, though, even though it was sort of unorthodox for a lot of these fiscal hawks, they're now pushing back against this president. They're already looking ahead to down ballot races in 2022 and 2024 and are trying to protect their majority. Their calculus here being that the most politically expedient path forward is not to push through any more additional spending.
Let's talk about Senate races. Is it possible, in your view, for the Democrats to win the Senate?
The possibility of Democrats winning the majority increases by the day. The list of vulnerable Republicans also gets longer and longer by the day, especially as the president continues to mismanage the coronavirus pandemic and show voters that he doesn't take this very seriously. That list of vulnerable Republican senators includes Senator Susan Collins in Maine, Senator Lindsey Graham in South Carolina, Senator Couric Gardner in Colorado, Senator John Cornyn in Texas, Senator Martha McSally in Arizona, Senator Thom Tillis in North Carolina. That's why we're seeing Republicans try to distance themselves from the president for the first time. You actually had Senator Thom Tillis over the weekend say that the best check on a Biden presidency would be making sure that the Senate majority is maintained by Republicans. That's crossing the Rubicon in terms of sort of coming to terms with the fact that President Trump has a long shot of winning this election. The other calculus that Republicans have made here is that pushing forth a new $1 trillion stimulus relief bill is going to distract from this SCOTUS nomination that started on Monday, and that nominating and pushing through this conservative justice, Amy Coney Barrett, is going to leave a lasting legacy and help Senate Republicans far more than what they view as exorbitant spending, despite the dire nature of the economic landscape that we're seeing right now. Amy Coney Barrett's opening statement tried to send the message very clearly to voters who might be concerned that she was potentially going to be, nominated and confirmed to the court to eliminate the Affordable Care Act and overturn Roe v. Wade, was to ensure them that that isn't necessarily the preordained outcome. The most striking finding from the Washington Post poll that came out is that only 1 in 4 voters want Amy Coney Barrett and a conservative Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade. So that's an overwhelming majority of Americans who want it to stay in place, who want to protect abortion rights to a certain extent. I think a lot of people view the issue of abortion as pretty static, as deeply entrenched in partisan views. But what this is showing, this polling, is that that's actually not quite true.
Vice President Biden is up by double digits nationally. Is he doing well in these key battleground states right now?
These battleground states obviously carry far more weight than national polls. But in 2016, the battleground state polling turned out to be far off from the result that we saw. And that's largely because of the electorate that they're not able to scoop up, which is non-college educated voters. That being said, the president is hemorrhaging that non-college white vote this time around in a lot of the polls, down especially amongst women. So, that is a difference from his numbers in 2016. And I think a lot of people who want to say to themselves that 2020 is like 2016, they're fooling themselves.
Hello, Orlando. Hello, Sanford. It's great to be with you.
Florida is central to the president's path to 270, along with Pennsylvania. The president has also had some unique and new success with Latino voters, especially evangelical and Cubans. Latino voters are obviously not a monolith, but there are several voting blocks in Florida that do really support the president, and the Trump campaign has gone out of their way to micro-target these certain communities. So that's who the president's after right now, trying to shave off as many points as possible in that state.
We're just about 3 weeks from Election Day. November 3rd. Could there be another October surprise? Even 2 or 3?
Well, if I'm correct, the president's coronavirus diagnosis actually came technically on the last day of September. So yes, anything is possible, especially if you look back at 2016 and now you look back at 2020, the course of events that have unfolded over this year. Anything is possible. The news cycle can flip, in a second. And this election is really far from over.